Terry Wayne Allen is an American retired professional wrestler, better known by his ring name, Magnum T.A. Professional wrestling career. Early career. Allen started wrestling in 1980 and joined the National Wrestling Alliance, where he began competing for the championship, wrestling from Florida and the Pacific Northwest Wrestling Territories. While in the CWF, Allen would win the Global Tag Team Championship on 5 different occasions before then moving to Mid-South Wrestling. Upon debuting in Mid-South, Allen renamed himself to Magnum T.A. and adopted a character known as the American Heartthrob, based on Allen's slight resemblance to actor Tom Selleck, who at the time was starring in the popular television series Magnum T.A. Allen adopted the ring name after Andre the Giant suggested that he combine the Magnum name with the initials of his real name. After competing in Mid-South, he won the North American Heavyweight Championship, his first major title, after defeating Mr. Wrestling 2 on May 13, 1984. Magnum would hold the title for 5 months before he lost it to The Cat, Ernie Ladd on October 16. On November 22, Magnum lost to Ladd via disqualification in a title rematch. Crockett Promotions. In 1984, the National Wrestling Alliance's Crockett Promotions signed Allen. After debuting, Magnum began feuding with Wahoo McDaniel and defeated him for the United States Heavyweight Championship on March 23, 1985. At the Great American Bash, he successfully defended the title by defeating Kamala. He then began feuding with the Four Horsemen before feuding solely with Horsemen member Tully Blanchard and his Valley Baby Doll. On September 28, Magnum lost to the Horsemen's leader Ric Flair in a near 30-minute title match for Flair's World Heavyweight Championship. Magnum would later lose his U.S. title to Blanchard until Magnum regained the title in a famous "I Quit" match at Starrcade on November 28. In April 1986, Magnum began feuding with Ivan Koloff, who had started proclaiming that his nephew, Nikita, would become the United States Heavyweight Champion. Jim Crockett, Jr. set up a contract signing for Magnum to defend his title against Nikita in May. At the signing, Magnum brought his mother, Marion, while Nikita brought Ivan. However, Nikita insulted Magnum's mother during the signing, instigating a fight. Then President of the NWA, Bob Geigel, issued a public reprimand against Magnum for conduct in becoming a champion. Magnum replied, "Reprimand this," while punching Geigel. As a result, Magnum was stripped of his title and it was put up in a best-of-7 series between Magnum and Nikita. After losing the first 3 matches in a row to Nikita, Magnum began a comeback, winning the next 3 matches to keep the series going. In the tie-breaking match on August 17, 1986 in Charlotte, North Carolina, Nikita defeated Magnum to win the title with help from Ivan and Crusher Khrushchev. Car accident and retirement. On October 14, 1986, Allen was driving in his Porsche in the rain and lost control, wrapping the car around a telephone pole. The accident happened on Sardis Road in Charlotte, North Carolina, only a couple of miles from Allen's home. Initially, investigators believed he was speeding, but forensic reports showed he was driving the speed limit and he was left in his car for 2 hours before a witness called 911. The accident caused his C4 and C5 vertebrae to explode, and it was doubted that he would ever walk again. Doctors at Carolina's Medical Center said that Allen's physical conditioning saved his life. The right side of his body was paralyzed for months, ending his in-ring career. Losing Allen as a wrestler prompted NWA booker Dusty Rhodes to turn Nikita Koloff, Allen's last rival prior to his accident, into a babyface. According to the storyline, Koloff gained respect for Magnum from their feud and wanted to take his place. This was memorialized in the spring edition of the Wrestling 87 magazine, with a large photograph of Koloff with the words, "I cry for Magnum T.A." beside him. Prior to his accident, Magnum was to win the U.S. title for the third time before being groomed to become the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Magnum's first on-screen appearance following the accident was on TBS's Supertowns on the Superstation, in an interview with Tony Schiavone. His first appearance in front of a live crowd was at the Crockett Cup in 1987, where, with the aid of a cane and two referees, Magnum walked to ringside to embrace Dusty and Nikita, who would go on to defeat Tully Blanchard and Lex Luger for the tournament championship. Magnum hosted an interview segment titled Straight Talk with the Boss on NWA Worldwide Wrestling in 1988. Magnum later worked as a commentator for the NWA, UWF, and World Championship Wrestling, and also served as a manager for Rhodes and Colliff. In his last angle in WCW in March 1988, Magnum was attacked by his former rival Tully Blanchard, which prompted Dusty Rhodes to come to the aid of his friend. Rhodes was subsequently suspended and returned as the Midnight Rider, managed by Magnum. After Rhodes signed with Championship Wrestling from Florida and later the World Wrestling Federation, and Colliff signed with the American Wrestling Association, Magnum left JCP as well, although he would make sporadic reappearances with the promotion until 1993 at Slamboree. On May 20, 1995, Allen made his first wrestling appearance in years as part of a Legends recognition at Smoky Mountain Wrestling's Carolina Memories show in Charlotte. On January 14, 2005, Allen made his first wrestling appearance in years as a guest at the Exodus Wrestling Alliance. He would later appear for the Carolina Wrestling Association in the corner of Jason Jones during Jones' loss to George South Jr. on May 21. At the event Tribute to Starrcade on November 19, Magnum stood in Rhodey's corner as he lost to Tully Blanchard. On June 24, 2007, Allen, as Magnum T.A., made his first appearance for World Wrestling Entertainment at their Vengeance Night of Champions pay-per-view, where he was noted as a former United States champion. Personal life. Allen attended high school at Norfolk Collegiate School in Norfolk, Virginia. He was a member of the collegiate wrestling team and won the state championship in the 167-pound division. After graduating high school, he attended Old Dominion University but did not graduate. In his 2 years there, he was in a fraternity with the Glenn Michelos and others whose names were not known. Allen, a born-again Christian, runs a small commodity hedge fund and a communication towers business. He still has family residing in High Wycombe, England. He currently works using heavy metals and making items for aircraft. Allen first married a woman named Tamara. The couple divorced, with Allen later marrying accomplished Broadway dancer and actress Courtney Shattuck Blanchard, the former wife of Tully Blanchard. They reside in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they are raising Taylor, Tanner, Tessa and Tully as well as their children together, twins Lucy and Tucker. Allen also has a third biological child, a son, from a previous relationship, who lives nearby. Allen is also the godfather of current WWE wrestler Stardust, son of his longtime friend Dusty Rhodes. In wrestling, finishing moves: belly-to-belly suplex. Signature moves: arm drag, atomic drop, back body drop, body slam, diving knee drop, drop kick, hip toss, scoop, power slam, vertical suplex. Wrestlers managed: Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Colliff. Nicknames: America's Heartthrob. Championships and accomplishments: Championship Wrestling from Florida, NWA Florida Global Tag Team Championship with Scott McGhee, Dusty Rhodes, and Brad Armstrong. Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. Mid-South Wrestling Mid-South North American Championship, Mid-South Tag Team Championship with Jim Duggan and Mr. Wrestling 2. Pro Wrestling Illustrated PWI ranked him number 73 of the 500 best singles wrestlers of the PWI years in 2003.